Welcome to this video on using Carictures for evaluation. My name is Nathaniel Pickering and I'm a Senior Lecturer in Research and Evaluation at Sheffield Hallam University. This video will outline how caricatures were used in an evaluation of a programme that aimed to develop 5 skills in school children. I will tell you a little bit more about that programme shortly. I will also cover why creative methods are useful, why this particular method was chosen for this evaluation, how we implemented it, and how the findings will be used to demonstrate the impact of the programme. And finally, I'll provide some suggestions on how this method could be used in other projects. The Hallam Skills series is working with the same cohort of school children. Increasingly, evaluators are looking for alternatives to traditional methods such as surveys and focus groups to show the impact of programmes. Creative methods provide a good alternative, as participants could be more involved and engaged in the data gathering process. Different ways of thinking can be explored, and issues can be framed in a more nuanced way. It breaks down power dynamics and can be more inclusive and accessible to a wider audience. The evaluation of the Hallam Skills series had originally intended to use an annual survey to measure the development of the skills in participants over time. However, in developing this survey, we soon realised that the evaluation team was actually imposing its own understandings and definitions of the 5 skills on the participants, and that this survey gave students very little opportunity for expression. We decided we needed another method that was more in line with the aims of the project, about allowing participants to reflect on their own abilities, individualities, and strengths, as well as their own personal development. We were also interested to know how students defined and understood these 5 skills, and how this changed during the programme. Therefore, we decided to use a drawing activity as a pre- and post-evaluation activity that could be repeated annually during the programme. The participants were given an outline of a person, or a caricature, that we referred to as a gingerbread person, and asked them to use this outline to draw what they thought a highly skilled person would look like. It was hoped that this would allow us to capture participants' perceptions and understandings of a highly skilled person, that would allow us to explore their understanding and knowledge and application of the 5 skills over time. And it would also help us understand what their strengths and weaknesses were in those 5 skills. And it would allow participants a real opportunity for deep reflection about their personal development. John Rainford highlights the importance of scaffolding when using this method in evaluation. People may be hesitant to engage, so you need to make sure that you provide a clear structure with instructions for the activity, just like you would with any other research method. This allows the less confident participants an accessible way into the activity. This is an example of the activity sheet we shared with the participants of the Hallam Skills series. You can see here that we included clear instructions and suggestions on how they might approach the activity and what they might think about as they're completing it. We also gave them an example of a completed gingerbread person, and we asked them to complete some quantitative questions that would help them reflect on their skills. On this slide at the bottom, you can see some of the examples of the drawings that students created, and they were very diverse what they came back with. So we had 3 stages to how this evaluation methodology would be implemented in the first year. Firstly, at the beginning of the programme, we asked participants individually to complete a gingerbread person activity. And we asked them to reflect on how alike they were to the highly skilled person they'd drawn, and which of the 5 skills were their strongest and which needed development. Secondly, at the end of the first year, we returned the highly skilled person they'd drawn back to the students and asked them to reflect on what they had drawn and why they'd drawn that, and tell us what had changed over the last year and what impact the programme had had in that change. Finally, in small groups at the same event, we asked them to create a new highly skilled person together, and the facilitator would be there to examine and to ask questions of the students about what they were drawing and what they were discussing. It was planned that the gingerbread person activity would be repeated twice more over the remaining 2 years of the programme, and this would allow us, the evaluators, to monitor how students were developing and what impact the programme was having. Also, getting participants to reflect on what they had drawn themselves meant that the evaluators were not imposing their own meaning and understanding on those drawings. On this slide we have some of the findings from stage 1 and the drawings of the highly skilled person the students created. What we found was that the understanding and framing of the 5 skills by pupils differed from school to school. Pupils identified a range of skills beyond those that were the focus of the programme. Context and place impacted on how students responded. So what groups they were sat in when they did the activity and what materials they had all contributed to how the activity was completed. Annotations of the gingerbread person was used more than drawing, so we had a lot of words on the outlines of the people. And drawings often represented professions such as nurses, doctors or business people. We also have 2 word clouds of the words contained on the gingerbread people from different schools, and you can see there's quite a lot of different words from each of those. And finally, you can see that students said that they were somewhat alike to the gingerbread person they'd created, and hopefully as the program develops we can see this move to that they become more and more alike to the person that they draw. This method in evaluation has a lot of potential. You can use it, for example, like we have, longitudinally, to explore personal changes. And this could be in a wide variety of things, from skills to leadership or to learning gain within students. Also, you could use different outlines of things such as a house or an office block, so that people can draw what they could see as their ideal organisation. And so the methodology is very flexible as such. Also, you could use it as an end of activity workshop evaluation as an alternative to surveys. So you could provide students with a circle and ask them to draw an emoji of how happy or unhappy they were with the session that they've just had. You might want to take some time now to reflect on how you might use this methodology or other creative methodologies in your evaluation. Attached to this video is also a worksheet that asks you to complete around what is a highly skilled evaluator. But this worksheet is very adaptable, so you may be able to use this in your own evaluations. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it useful and interesting. Please take some time to look at the other resources on your evaluative mindset page, and please do contact Steer if you have any questions or inquiries. Thank you very much.